Hello everyone and welcome back to JAJ TV. I hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best AI traffic add-on, in my personal opinion, for Fsx. And this add-on is basically called Ultimate Traffic Live. It's made by a company called Flight One Software. It's something I've had for a little while now. They kindly provided it to me, test out, see what I think to it, and allow you guys to see that as well. The latest version I'm currently on is 1.100. It's still relatively new software, but it's something we're going to have a look into, and there's a lot of positive things about this software that I'd like to point out to you guys during the video. So let's start off with this lovely piece of software you get from Ultimate Traffic Live when you download it and use it. And basically what it does, it allows you to set up the traffic outside of Flight Simulator, and allows you to input a lot of different things, and it allows you to use it with different simulators like P3D or the Fsx Steam Edition, which I'm using. So yeah, we'll go into that in a little bit more detail in just a second. Something I just wanted to get you guys to know before we go into a bit more detail is the great thing about this software is that it runs separately from Fsx itself. So recently I used to use Just Flight Traffic or Traffic 360 or whatever it's called. Great add-on, don't get me wrong, really enjoyed using it. However, a lot of FPS hit and a lot of performance hit on that, which made it unusable at times. This software basically injects the traffic into the flight simulator from a different piece of software, from its own software. So it's not using up the CPU or GPU for flight sim that it usually does, like when you're using a different add-on, for example. This injects it separately, which basically means that you get really, really good performance from it, which is something we will look into soon. Let's have a little look around the dashboard. So at the moment you're on the current active simulator, which is Fsx Steam Edition. You've got all the Fsx settings here, and we can go in and change all of that in a second. So if we click on this little simulation dashboard here, after dashboard, it allows you to show the flight map, starting location, etc., like United Kingdom and Ireland. It allows you to, flight map drawing presets, so it allows you to kind of show what you want to see, like the geography labels, all the normal stuff that you can choose and have customization over. Display the status board. The status board is awesome, and you guys, when I show you it, are going to be very impressed, and it's something I really, really enjoy using. So you can set up the status board initial settings. So I set it up with Heathrow because I like looking at the arrivals and the departures that come out, but the sim is not active at the moment, so I will show you it when we're in the sim. So traffic display settings, it will set up on the status board. It will showcase to you the domestic flights and the international flights. You can limit it with whatever you want, but I don't really use that sort of stuff right now. And you can go use limits in Fsx Steam Edition and user interfaces. However, I don't really use any of that stuff, so it's not too much of a worry. I literally just go only display limit traffic, display all traffic except limits. So actually I'm going to change that over now, display all traffic rather than display limited traffic, because we don't have any limit traffic. So flight map, that allows you to basically go and see, but unfortunately, like I said, the actual sim isn't running right now, so I can show you that in a minute. So if we just go save settings, and that's fine, and it will save it up here onto the little program. And we don't need to start the simulation as of yet, but we can if we want to. Initializing UT Live simulation, and basically it's now running. So what you can see, this basically shows you. So at the moment it's not running in the sim, it's just running by itself, injecting it in if the software was running. So if I went into flight sim now, it'd be running. So we're currently looking at departures. It says that your flight count, who's on time, boarding, departed, who's delayed. So like here you can see that you've got the Air Canada, the flight number it is, the destination Ontario, the type of aircraft is 767-300, and what time it's meant to be departing and when it departed. You've got the boarding ones as well, like the British Airways heading up to Manchester, and you've got loads of different ones here. And then if you want to swap it over to arrivals, which you can just here, these are all the aircraft that are coming into land. And what it allows you to do is then go and sit and use, I don't know, if you've got like chase plane, which I have, you can just use the world camera, go and sit at the end of the runway and just watch them all come in. And it's really, really fun to do, just to chill out and do if you haven't really got too much going on. and you just want to spend some time in the sim, but really don't have too much time to fly to a destination. You just kind of want to watch, like you would a bit of plane spotting, but in virtual land. So yeah, if we go to the flight map as well. So flight map instructions, it allows you to see these are all the aircraft that's currently injected into the simulator. Obviously you can see all the aircraft going across the channel, not the channel, the pond, but you've got the channels there as well. Going across the pond, across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way over to the United States of America. And we will head over there. You can use that by using the right mouse click there just to drag it over. You just basically tap where you want to go. So you've got Orlando and everywhere like that, and JFK, which is probably the busiest there. But we will leave that for the moment. We'll go back to setup. So yeah, that kind of gives you a little bit of a status board kind of showcase to kind of show you what it looks like. And it's really cool because you can use it in the simulator at the same time. So you can use the status board, and when you're in an aircraft, you can see where other aircraft are or what aircraft are coming in if you want to get them as well. Statistics. So this will show you all of the information about the currently active airlines in the database. So you've got 417,000 domestic flights, 227,801 international flights, over 3,000 airports, and 927 airlines. And you can click around here and have a look in. However, it's not something I'm really going to do. So I'll just right click there and it kind of shows you the weekly percentages of Niger. Basically that's what I clicked on there. So now we're in Ethiopia. It shows you all the different types of information you get with that. So if we right click on the United Kingdom as well, so you've got more international flights than you do domestic, which is probably correct because you don't really fly to too many other places in the UK because you can drive. You know what I mean. And then you can choose weekly, daily or hourly. We're going to go into the configuration settings and basically have a look at what you can do with this. So if we're having a look, so you've got the assigned flight simulator aircraft. You can I've literally put it as a test. So the ATR 42-300 and then just used it. But I can remove that as and when I please. So if we go to flight sim here, what this allows you to do is set the sliders. So airline density, set up to 100. Do the same with general aircraft. And this will just basically put up the limits to what you can use. But something that's really, really great about this is that because all of the models are Fsx native, the FPS in-game is amazing, honestly. Like, you can fly into most airports there with no issue whatsoever. It looks great. I think the only issue I had was like some of the UK 2000 airports like Gatwick and Heathrow. You have to give it some time to settle down before you like fly out of there. Like, I'd leave it running for 5 minutes just so it can get itself going into a rhythm. But that is only because it's so dense around them areas around London. And very, very busy airports that are quite frame intensive anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But every other airport, like Orbex, all that sort of stuff, FS Dream Team, all work really, really well. It allows you to show how you want the labels to appear as well. So you can choose a call signs on and then it shows you what it will look like there in the sky. You can search for the tail numbers and that sort of stuff as well. Aircraft contrail lengths as well, so you can set it to 60 seconds, so it'll only show 1 minute after they've flown past you or whatever. So if we have a look at the traffic now, it allows you to set up the shortcuts while you're in game to basically increase or decrease the actual aircraft that's going to be showing within the sim, and it's really nice in that sort of aspect to kind of have a look at and be able to use all these shortcuts within the game to change all the settings in here. Obviously, you can set your target frame rate. You know, select the minimum frame rate needed to spawn AI aircraft, set to 0 to disable. So there shouldn't be any reason if you have a fairly decent computer that you need to use this. Most people just set it to 0, but I've just left it at 20. So maximum altitude for ground aircraft visibility. So if you're over 18,000 feet, you won't see any aircraft on the ground. However, if you're below that, you will. Distance to spawn ground aircraft is 25 nautical meters, so it'll only show, not nautical meters, nautical miles, so it'll only show aircraft within that vicinity. And then the maximum aircraft to spawn is 300 aircraft, which is fine. You can put it up to like, let me drag it over there, 600 if you wanted, which I might try. I'm going to try that next time and see how it goes. So we'll save that settings. And then you can go with the installs as well, and then you can show where you want it installed. So as you can see at the moment, it is installed. to Dovetail Games FSX Steam Edition. But yeah, that is the dashboard of Ultimate Traffic Live, and I'm now going to show you some of the insides of what it looks like within the simulator, so stay tuned. Right, so we're in the sim now. We are currently parked up in this British Airways A318, A318, as whatever you want to call it, at Vienna Airport in Austria. And I have, obviously you saw the settings that I'd set last time. We saved them and obviously input them into the sim. And this is what we are running now. So if you see at the top of the screen, we are averaging about roughly 30 frames, depending on where we look. It's nice and smooth. So we're using chase plane as well, and it enables us to basically move freely around. Obviously you've got a lot of nice traffic all parked up, Transavia, Aeroflot, EasyJet. You've even got some of the private little jets here as well from the general aviation. You've got some Austrian Airlines over there, Elau, and a few others like that. But obviously you can see how far it spans, and obviously Vienna Airport is quite large. But as we climb up and higher, you can start to kind of see the actual size of the airport and the sort of traffic that you get. Obviously there's no cargo aircraft, which is a slight issue with some people. They're not too happy about, but I believe they are bringing out a patch soon. Obviously if we actually have a look over kind of what it's displaying, so you've got a fair amount of traffic, and this is probably right for what a Vienna airport would currently look like traffic wise. You haven't got loads and loads and loads of traffic, but it is a big international airport, so it does have a fair amount. I'd say this probably justifies what it's like in real life, if I'm honest. But obviously if you guys have flown into there, let me know your thoughts on on Vienna Airport, and how busy it is compared to what it's scheduling it as. But yeah, it does give you a nice amount of traffic from that end. Something I want to showcase to everyone is like the visuals on the actual aircraft models that you get with Ultimate Traffic Live. So if we actually have a look at this little Aeroflot next to us, visually I think it's very, very good. I think there's not too much they could have done more with it in terms of making it more efficient in the performance on how the sim operates with it. I think it's done a really, really good job when they're coming into land as well. All the flaps are down and everything. All the tyre smoke come from the tyres, and the spoilers go up as well, which is also great. But these are definitely higher quality models than what I've seen before with other AI traffic add-ons. Personally, but yeah, it does look good. It really does enhance the sim. And like I was saying earlier, the fact that it basically has a separate program injects all this aircraft and all the traffic into the sim, I think it's just brilliant in the way they've done it. The frame rates are really friendly. It's nice and smooth in the way that you're operating. We can go over here. Hopefully the VAS won't be too bad. But bear in mind, I have limited action, what we're recording with, to 30 frames a second. So what it tends to do in stream is limit, not in stream, in the simulation is to usually limit that as well. And bear in mind, it is taking up CPU power while recording this, and it's nice and smooth. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I really enjoy about this add-on as an AI traffic add-on. I think there's not really many competitors out there that really compare to this at this present time. You can go onto most areas at 100% on both things and literally just limit it out. So even for people that haven't got like particularly powerful PCs, you do get good bang for your buck, if I'm honest. And it's good coverage. You get a lot of aircraft models. Obviously you get like stupid amounts. I think there was 927 different airlines that they're included, which is crazy. But yeah, there's so many different things that make this program great. I think predominantly for me, it's probably the FPS. It doesn't have anywhere near as a performance hit as what Just Flight's Traffic 360 had before, which I used to use. But yeah, it's an add-on I would definitely advise getting if anyone's looking into that sort of stuff. It's good value for money, good performance, looks good on the eye as well, and there's not really much else you can want from it other than the fact that maybe they could add some military aircraft in at some point, and maybe some cargo aircraft to fill up these areas that we're currently looking at. But I don't think there's too much they go wrong with at the moment. I really like the interface layout on the user interface that they have with the actual program itself for setting everything up. so it's not all done from inside the sim, and you get a lot of customization over it. But yeah, that is my kind of like review and kind of honest opinion on this add-on, Ultimate Traffic Live. I would really advise getting it, especially if you are looking for a new traffic add-on. So yeah, this works for P3D, FSX, FSX Steam Edition, and you know, if you're looking for something value for money, just go and get it. It's really good. Link will be in the description. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this add-on, if you currently use it, if it's something that you are looking into get and have any questions, make sure you ask me down below in the comments. I'll make sure I respond to them. And yeah, if you already do have it, let me know what your thoughts on it. And if you guys have currently got another AI traffic add-on, it'd be great to see what you guys think to like Ultimate Traffic Live and stuff like this, and how it compares to them. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up, a nice big like, and make sure you subscribe and turn on that little bell for turn on notifications, so when I do upload my next flight sim video, you guys are kept up to date. I do upload them every Wednesday at 6 PM. I do have lifestyle videos and my other stuff that goes on Friday and Monday, so yeah, tune in for them as well if you're interested in that sort of stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.